Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I hope you are having a wonderful break if you are off of work or maybe your kids are home from school. I had every intention of filming this video at nighttime so you could see my beautiful trees, and I had just a whole other plans, but I'm actually filming this the day after Christmas because I came down with a horrible cold with the whole head. It was just not a pretty thing. So here I am. Sorry if the lighting isn't too great. We've got a lot of windows, and I'm Amanda. If you are new here and coming from one of my friends' channels, thank you so much. I am down here in sunny Orlando, Florida. It is wearing this t-shirt right now. I'm actually really hot. We have a couple doors open because we've got a lot of dogs here over the holidays, but I am so thrilled and honored to have been asked to participate for the third year in a row in this BOLO collaboration. Shout out to my friend Kelly Shaffner, who started this little tradition, if you will, 2 years ago, 2022. And then Keegan took over last year and this year to graciously host this for myself and several other incredible resellers. All of their channels will be linked down below. So if you're coming over here from one of their channels and we haven't met before, hi, I am a part-time reseller. I used to sell on Kidizen and Poshmark and Mercari and eBay, but now Kidizen is sadly gone. However, I kind of have become known as someone who sells a lot of kids items, and my goal is to teach you a thing or two about kids brands, and so there is one thrown in today. So we didn't really have an exact script for this video, so I'm just kind of gonna do it the way I've done it the last 2 years. So I had a list of 5 BOLO brands that I hoped to find this year in 2024. And when I filmed my video last December, I actually found one of the things on my list for 2024, but I said it didn't count. It was a Dale of Norway sweater. I actually didn't even pick it up because it was just not in good shape, not enough to save. So sadly, I did not find another one this year, but I think as I have gone through this now for 2 years, I've got to become a little more realistic on what I'm looking for, and based on where I live. We'll get to that later. I did not find the brand Bon Point, which is a kids brand. I have been looking. It's kind of one of those more higher end with the English looking smocking and the bib Peter Pan type collars. I did not find any Blundstone boots. I did not find any Magnolia Pearl. And my goal this year was to find a Veronica Beard blazer. And when I tell you I have searched hundreds of blazers, I actually started sourcing more from the buy sell trade stores, and that's kind of where I think I might find one. Still have not. However, this year I did sell a Veronica Beard blouse. I will show you that one right here. It sold for a decent amount, and I was excited to find a pair of new with the tags Veronica Beard shorts. They have been listed basically all year with zero interest. So I'm just gonna I'm not exactly keeping it on my list for 2025, but it's going to forever live in my BOLO bucket list. One day I will find them. But I wanted to add in early this year, I added in another, I'm going to find it this year item, and I wanted it to not be a clothing piece, and it was anything, a plush by the brand Stife. And I do source at the bins. I am very lucky that I live within 20 minutes of 2 different locations. I have a plethora of regular traditional Goodwills, mom and pop thrift stores, a lot of buy sell trade stores. And would you believe, early this year, I found a Stife deer at the bins. So we're talking, I had maybe $2.20 into it, and it sold so fast on Poshmark of all places for $140. So that is definitely a brand to check off my BOLO list. Add it to yours. They are very recognizable. I will put a close-up of the tag right here. And mine it wasn't new with tags, but it did have some other tag on it. But I would pick them up. If it's a little dirty, bring it home, clean it up. There are hundreds of dollars worth if you find this brand. Even some of the really tiny little plushies, they're gonna sell for you. So that was kind of my 2024 list. I was not really successful, but the BOLO list videos and the list in general, it's just kind of fun. It's just things to keep in the back of your mind. And the goal for putting out these videos is that hopefully we have some different brands on our list of things we're looking for 2025. And you can create your own BOLO list and just add these brands to it. At least that's what I do, because I would say most of these brands I learned from YouTube, from watching other people. So let's move on to the 5 BOLO items that I found in 2024 that I didn't know were BOLOs, but they became BOLOs, and I want to share the brands with you. All right, the first one, and you might have heard of some of these, the first 2 especially, but maybe not some of the others. So when I am sourcing, I would say, 2 of these items came from, one came from a regular Goodwill, one came from Buy Sell Trade Store, and the others were bins, or one was actually a free to me item. So looking up comps, if you are doing a reselling on any serious level, whether it's part-time or full-time, you know that looking up comps is like, it's a must. It's the most important thing that you can do. So when you are touching items, you just come to learn when things look quality, feel quality. So when I was at a Goodwill, I found a dress by the brand Never Fully Dressed. I'd never heard of it. Upon doing more digging, I'm like, I probably should have known about this brand, but it was a wrap dress. It was beautiful, and it made my list, not because it sold for an exorbitant amount, exuberant. See what happens when I try to use big words? In my mind, it sounds like I should sound fancy if I use this big word, but it did not sell for a lot, but it sold super fast. I paid $6.48. Here's the dress, and it sold for $51 on Poshmark. So to me, $51 is a pretty great sale. So I wanted to share that brand just because of how fast it sold. And then upon looking at more comps of the brand, it's not one, I'm never gonna say always pick up this brand, except for maybe stuffed animals, but definitely give it a second look. All right, this next brand I put on this list for 2 reasons, because even at myself, I get brand blinded, just like how I was so excited to buy those Veronica Beard denim shorts, and without looking at my spreadsheet, I know I didn't pay a lot for them, but I definitely bought them because of the brand. I probably did not check comps. In fact, I know I didn't. I was just so excited, and we get brand blinded often. So this next brand is Love Shack Fancy, which is not a new to me brand, probably not a new to you brand either, but I learned a few things this year. I definitely learned, if you find hats like this, pick them up. Part of my business model is I get stuff from the bins and I trade it at the buy sell trade store. So I might take a whole tote of items, and maybe I have $15 or $20 into all of those items, and I'll come home with 3 to 5 pieces that are going to sell for way more than the bread and butter items that I found at the bins. So that's what I did with this hat. So it was $20 at a local style Encore, and it sold on Mercari for $102. Now, that was a great sale. So it's on the list of the 5. These aren't my 5 top sales from the year. I mean, I definitely sold other items that paid me more, but this one, again, it just sold so fast, and there's a learning lesson here. Not everything by Love Shack Fancy is worth picking up. I have learned I will never pick up their shoes. I have 2 pairs in my closet that have now been there for going on 2 years, 2+ years. They get interest and then they just never sell. I mean, I have sent 50, 60% off offers. I will never pick up their shoes. I did pick up a pair of pants. I'll show you those. They were only a size 2. They sold for $50, but they were new with the tags. But this hat, so I have figured out by doing more digging, if you can find accessories from this brand, it's a BOLO. All right, now this next brand, you might have heard me talk about it at some point over this year, but this was a very, very surprising thing to me. And I know with the trends of quiet luxury and then still like the prairie cottage, people just want to wear natural fibers, the linens, the cottons. I found, unfortunately, I just got back into selling on eBay this year, and I forget about videos like this, so I don't have a picture of the exact one I sold because it was over 90 days, but this was the most unassuming tank top gray linen dress, knee length. I mean, it was literally just plain old gray. It looked like nothing. The brand was Artemisia, and I will put their website here. This came in a bulk box. If you're new to my channel, I used to spend a lot of money buying ThredUp mystery boxes, but ThredUp, just like a lot of businesses, have gone through a lot of changes this year, and I have not been buying them like I used to. So anyway, I had like $1 and change into this dress. Well, you can't see the dress, but you'll see other items like it. And this had so much attention on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. Ended up selling for $91. They left me amazing feedback. It sold on eBay, and they loved it. they thought it was the best thing ever. And you guys, it literally, I mean, I'm not knocking anyone who wears this type of style. I mean, it just was like a towel, like those flower towels, you know, but gray, and a tank. I'm assuming it's a layering piece. So anyway, the tag was not anything crazy, but I will forever be looking for Artemisia, and I'm probably saying it wrong, but in the back of my mind, I'm in Orlando. Of course, we're Disney fans, so it reminds me of Fantasia, so I won't forget it. All right, this next one was a bins find. Love it when a bins find becomes a BOLO, a brand I should know about but hadn't known about. The brand is MAP, M-A-A-P. It is a bicycling, you know. It was a jersey, a cycling jersey, and I was smart enough to know when this sold on eBay overnight for $77, before deleting it on Poshmark, I did take a screenshot because I'm like, hey, I need to remember this brand, and I marked it not for sale, so I left it in my Poshmark closet. That's what I'm trying to say. It sold for $77. Here's the exact one, but it sold on eBay. This is my Poshmark photo. So this brand, if you check comps, I mean, before putting this video together, all the brands I'm telling you about, I did check like most recent on Poshmark, and these brands are still selling like as of yesterday, and for a lot. So this brand, MAP, keep this in mind if you are coming across any type of cycling jerseys. And on that same note, last year, something I found in 2023, also from the bins, also a cycling jersey, was the brand Betty Designs. It is a skull and crossbones with hearts. Also found at the bins, sold super fast. So people that cycle like their stuff. They have certain brands that they like, and they're willing to pay up for it. So I would suggest always doing a double check the brands of anything cycling related. All right, now this last one is probably my favorite brand, or BOLO item on my list for 2024. I had never heard of this brand before. The brand is Daisy Kingdom, and they sell, it's vintage, and you can buy the like patterns to make things. Well, this was a little girl's dress, and this is gonna shock my viewers. 3 out of my 5 items sold on eBay. So eBay, thankfully, was good to me this year, but this dress, I got it for free. Someone gave it to me, and it sold for $170, and it went to international shipping, through the international shipping program, and I believe it went to Germany, somewhere like that. I also took remembered to just mark it not for sale on Poshmark. So here it is. She was beautiful, pristine condition. I did have to wash the apron part because it was a little yellow just because of age. It came out perfectly. I have another one to list that I just haven't gotten around to yet because Amanda, like, I'm working through it, friends. We have been working on a Death Pile Diary series if you're new here, and thanks to Thread Up and the bins and all of that, I just got so behind and just have so much to list. But if you find these little girls' dresses, I will put a close-up of the tag, do some digging, check the comps. Even if there's stains, for me, if I find any condition of this brand, I will pick it up because someone out there can fix it up. All right, so let's quickly move on. I don't know how long these videos are supposed to be, but I'm going to go over my 2025 5 items I would like to find in 2025. All right, the first one, I'm not giving up. It's going on the back burner of finding a specific brand like Dale of Norway for sweaters. Because remember, I live in Florida, but to me, part of being a reseller is the thrill of the hunt. We all love it. So I just put on my list Irish/Norwegian over $100. I want to find a beautiful sweater that I can list for over $100. So I feel like, this is now the 3rd year I'm doing this, and the year before, I don't know that I found anything on my BOLO list either. So I want to actually make it a little more attainable. So that is item number 1 that I would like to find, whether it be at the bins, who knows. The next one I think I do have a shot of finding because I am switching up my business model for 2025. And if you're not new here, you've heard me talk about this. I'm going to do a lot more sourcing at my local buy-sell trade stores, Plato's, Style Encore, Clothes Mentor, and doing my system where I am taking items from the bins because I love to shop the bins. My sales have just shown me this year that I only do this part-time. I have a couple other jobs that do take up more of my time. I need to be listing fewer items, and I would like for those fewer items to be worth more. So this next brand, Frank and Eileen, not a new brand. You probably all have it on your BOLO list. Some of you, I've noticed certain friends that live in certain parts of the country, you find it a lot. But I feel like I'll be able to find it at one of the buy, sell, trade stores, probably more so than at a traditional thrift store. So I would like to find a piece from that brand this year. I learned about this next brand from my friend Kathy over at Ginger Marvin. She's not part of this collaboration, but she and I were friends like before she even started a YouTube channel, thanks to Kitizen. I have a wonderful little group of friends. I will always and forever miss that app. But the brand is Scotty Vest. It's Scott, a little baby E, and Vest, and it's all one word. And the comps are, anywhere between $30 to $60 for used items. And it just seems to me that they sell very quickly and very consistently, like over 100% sell-through rate. So I will put up just some sold comps. To me, when I'm out in the thrift stores checking comps, I check Poshmark comps just because I prefer to sell things on Posh. Yes, I know sales have really plummeted there for me. It's not so fabulous, but it's easiest to sell. It's the easiest for me to search on. So here are some of those. Now this next one, I'm hoping maybe you learn a thing. So I learned about this brand from Kitizen. It is a brand that sells women's and children's clothing, and it is called The Simple Folk, F-O-L-K. I will scroll through their website here, but I found a couple pieces at Marshall's over the summer, some point this year, and those pieces sold so fast between Poshmark, Mercari, Kitizen, and even on eBay. I will put up a couple of my solds of those items, like my personal listings. But this year I'm on the search for women's items because they sell even more. And this is, again, the same, like with that Artemisia, it is very much like solid colors, minimalist, neutral. You probably wouldn't know that that's what the brand was if you saw it without looking at the tag. The tag is beautiful. It's written in script. I will put a close-up of the tag if you hadn't already seen it. But I'm on the hunt to find some more pieces from that brand. And then along those same lines, on my BOLO list for 2025 is a brand I have found before, but the brand is Acacia. And again, listen, of course I picked brands. I don't know if I'm saying them correctly. They sell swimwear. And I'm putting this on my list for two reasons. I am in Florida. The amount of bathing suits I see at the bins, every Goodwill where I am at has an entire row of bathing suits. And I don't know if it's like that all over the country. You'll have to let me know, is your thrift store packed with bathing suits? But here it is like all year long. People are buying bathing suits because all of our local hotels, theme parks, all the pools are heated. And right now, I told you, it is December the 26th and it's hot outside. It's gotta be it's probably close to 80 today. We are actually heading over to the beach when I am done filming. Instead of gifts, well, my kids get gifts, but their big gift is we take each one of them, I have 3, on an overnight somewhere during their Christmas break from school. And it's a surprise where we're going. And tonight we are doing a fun one with my daughters. If you want to follow those adventures, my Instagram is down below and I'm constantly adding to my stories. We are babysitting my mother-in-law's dog and she's not happy right now. Okay, this is Miss Belle. Right, hi Miss Belle. She's beautiful, aren't you? But you're missing your mama. Okay, sorry, got distracted. This is how Amanda rolls. So Acacia, I will put up, I found 2 at I think it was Clothes Mentor. No, maybe a Style Encore. One of the women's buy sell trade stores. I found 2 brand new with the tags, and I'll never forget, I paid $11 for each of them, but I always use trading credits and stuff. So one sold on eBay like overnight, and this has been year before last. The other one sold on Poshmark, so I do still have that. They both sold like within a day. And when I was trying to decide what brands to put on my list for this coming year, I went through my own sold items. What items do I remember selling super fast? Which items sold for a lot? And this brand, I decided to check current comps. Same thing. These bathing suits are selling for around $100. You'll see my sold listing right here. There's like hardly anything to it. So another reason I want to be looking for swimwear, it's accessible to me. I'm always finding it no matter what time of the year. They're easy to store. So they're small, compact. I can fit like 200 of these little baby bikinis in one of my banker's boxes where I keep my inventory versus like huge puffer coats. So, along the lines of finding this swimwear, I'm just going to be hunting more swimwear in general, just because there's a plethora of it. And I have sold so many random brands of swimwear just because you can tell the quality. You know if something came from Shein versus wow, let me take a second peek at this. So there are a lot of swimwear brands to learn. So that's a whole other category that I'm going to try to like dip my feet in, you know. Anyway, all right, so those are my hopes to find in 2025, an Irish, Norwegian, Welsh, I mean, any of those like really awesome sweaters that I would never have any reason to wear here in Florida or own. Frank and Eileen, a Scotty vest, some more amazing swimwear, specifically this brand, Acacia. I think that's how you say it. I remember my last, because there's a tree or something, wood, and the Simple Folk. I want to find some more of that brand. And then of course I am forever looking for my Veronica Beard blazer. I will find one. I think that's been on my list for ever since we started doing these. I'm always, the year before, just like in 2023, the brands that I found last year that I would be more than happy to find again because they sold so fast. Hill House, I'm sure that's gonna be on someone's brand. Year of Hours, a workout. I'm always looking for that now. I never knew about that till I found it. And the brand Mini Rodini in the kids world. So that's what I've got for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new, I hope you will stay and subscribe and follow along on our crazy adventure here. I do live in Orlando in the city, but we kind of have a random little piece of property, and I have chickens and swans and ducks and geese and turtles and bearded dragons, and my little Frenchie is somewhere. And so it's wild around here. I've got 2 kids in middle school. They're 9, 11, and 13. So it's wild. It's the busiest season of my life ever, but I waited forever to be in this season with no diapers and no strollers. And so, all right, neighbor's dog's barking. This dog's going crazy. And I got to pack because we are going tonight to sleep on a boat in a marina because my funfetti middle, she asked for something weird and unusual and maybe near the beach. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna hop in the car, and a long 45-minute drive to the beach is our first of our 3 trips. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for another fabulous year here on YouTube. I'm very, very grateful for you guys and the small little family that I have created here. I appreciate every comment, every like. I have made some of the most wonderful friendships. Thank you again to Keegan for throwing this together. Even though you are off and enjoying college life, you are still crushing it over there. You're such an inspiration. I talk about you all the time to my own kids because I'm like, hey, you can start doing this soon. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.